My father-in-law is 76. Last spring, before I could stop him, he handed a dealership $19,000 for a crossover he now needs both hands and a grunt to climb out of. Meanwhile, 5 full-size sedans are sitting on used lots across this country. Quiet, cushioned, built like anvils, that would have cost him a quarter of that and treated his hips a whole lot kinder. After 24 years under the hood, I've learned something the ads won't tell you. The best car for an older driver almost never has a payment book attached to it. Today I'm counting down 5 forgotten full-size sedans, every one of them under $8,000, that were practically engineered for comfort, dependability, and getting in and out without a fight. Let's get into it. Number 5, Ford 500. Nobody remembers the 500. That's exactly why it's a steal. Ford built this thing from 2005 to 2007, then panicked because sales were soft, renamed it the Taurus, and buried the name entirely. But here's the part that matters to an older driver. Ford engineered the 500 with what they literally called command seating. The hip point sits up around the same height as a chair you'd actually want to sit in. You don't drop down into it like a sports car, and you don't haul yourself up into it like a truck. You just sit, turn, sit, swing your legs in. For anyone with a bad back, a replaced knee, or a hip that complains in the morning, that one design decision is worth more than any touchscreen ever made. I had a woman come into my shop 2 winters ago, mid-70s, sharp as a tack, frustrated because her daughter kept pushing her toward a used RAV4. She couldn't get comfortable climbing up into it. I asked what her budget was. She said $5,000, and she was not spending $1 more. I sent her to look at a clean 2007 500 Limited, one owner, 78,000 miles, leather, heated seats for $4,800. She called me from the lot laughing. Her words were, "I can actually get in this one." That car had the Volvo bones, Ford-owned Volvo back then, and the 500's chassis and safety structure came straight out of that partnership. Big glass, thin pillars, a low cowl, and some of the best forward visibility of any sedan from that decade. And the trunk is a cave. You could hide a body in it, and I mean that as the highest compliment. Under the hood is Ford's 3-liter Duratec V6, about 203 horsepower. It is not fast. Let's be honest about that up front. Floor it, and it sounds like a blender full of gravel. But it is durable. It is simple. It runs on regular gas, and parts are dirt cheap because Ford put that engine in half its lineup. Here's the one thing you absolutely need to know before buying. There were 2 transmissions. The front-wheel drive models got a proper 6-speed automatic co-developed with Eisen. That's the one you want, and it is tough. The all-wheel drive models got a CVT, a continuously variable transmission, and those can get expensive when they act up. So my rule is simple. Buy the front-wheel drive 500 with the 6-speed, skip the all-wheel drive CVT, unless the price is a giveaway and you've got records proving the fluid was serviced. Inspection checklist. First, on your test drive, accelerate gently from a stop and feel for any shudder or slipping. That's your transmission talking. Second, check the rear brakes specifically. These cars are known for wearing rears faster than fronts, so it is a common neglected item, maybe $250 to sort out. Third, run every power seat and window. The switches get lazy with age. And fourth, look at the price. The national average on these is around $5,300, and clean examples turn up between $3,000 and $6,000 all day long. That leaves you plenty of room under budget. The 500 is the forgotten one. But this next car isn't forgotten. It's everywhere. and almost nobody realizes what a bargain it's quietly become. Number 4. Chevrolet Impala. There are more used Impalas on the road than almost any sedan I can name, which means two things. Parts are everywhere and cheap, and every mechanic in America already knows how to fix them blindfolded. I'm talking about the 2012 and 2013 Impala specifically, the last 2 years of the 9th generation. And I want to be straight with you because there's a right way and a wrong way to buy one of these. The early 9th generation cars, 2006 through 2008, had real problems. Transmission failures, oil consumption from that displacement on-demand system, intake gasket leaks. I steer people away from those. But by 2012, Chevrolet dropped in the 3.6-liter LFX56 backed by a proper 6-speed automatic, and that combination fixed most of the old sins. The earlier timing chain gremlins on that engine family were sorted out by the LFX version. What you're left with is a smooth, 300 horsepower, comfortable American sedan that owners regularly take past 150,000 miles on nothing but fluids. Why it's perfect for a senior. The seating position is upright and easy. The doors open wide. The trunk is enormous. Road noise is genuinely low. One owner described almost zero noise on the highway. And the safety scores are a big deal here. The 2006 Impala earned 5 out of 5 stars in NHTSA front and side crash testing, and Chevy carried that structure forward. I've had customers walk away from serious wrecks in these cars. One mother told me her son overcorrected on ice. Every airbag deployed, and he walked away with a sprained ankle. That's the kind of steel you want around someone you love. Average maintenance on an Impala runs about $652 a year, lower than the sedan average, and there is less than a 20% chance of a major repair in a given decade of ownership. A clean 2012 or 2013 LT with reasonable miles lands you right around $6,000 to $8,000 today. You are buying a nearly new-feeling, full-size sedan for Corolla money. Inspection checklist. First, this generation was part of GM's big ignition switch recall. Pull the VIN and confirm that recall was completed, no exceptions. Second, check the oil level and look for consumption. Ask the owner how often they top it off, and if they look confused, that is your answer. Third, on the test drive, feel for any hesitation when you press to pass. A second of lag is a known personality quirk, but a hard clunk is not. Fourth, and this is the pro move, look for a fleet or one-owner car with service records. A retiree's Impala or a well-documented fleet car with steady oil changes is gold. A beat-on rental with mystery history is not. The Impala is the smart, safe, everywhere-you-look bargain. But if what you really want is a car that rides like it's floating 6 inches above the pavement, the next one is in a class by itself. Number 3. Mercury Grand Marquis. If I could build the perfect senior's car in a lab, it would come out looking a lot like a Grand Marquis. And its cousins, the Ford Crown Victoria and the Lincoln Town Car, are cut from the same cloth, so everything I am about to say applies to all three. These are the last of a dying breed. Body-on-frame construction, rear-wheel drive, a V8 up front, and room for 6 real adults on bench seats. Ford built them on the legendary Panther platform, and they kept building it until 2011. The 2012 Crown Victoria was the very last mass-produced passenger car in America designed with a separate frame. That body-on-frame design is the same fundamental approach used in pickup trucks, which is exactly why police departments and taxi fleets ran these cars to 300,000 miles and beyond. They are built to absorb abuse and keep going. The heart of it is Ford's 4.6-liter modular 5. V8. It is one of the most reliable V8 engines the company ever made. No turbos to fail, a timing chain instead of a belt, and a design so simple that any competent shop can work on it. It is the same basic drivetrain family Ford put in the F-150. When a customer tells me they want something that will outlive them, this is one of a small handful of cars I actually mean it about. And for an older driver, the ergonomics are a dream. The doors are huge and open wide, so you are not threading yourself through a narrow gap. The seats sit at a natural height. The ride is soft and quiet. The whole point of this car was serene, effortless cruising down the interstate. Visibility is excellent. The controls are big, obvious buttons and knobs, not menus buried 3 screens deep. My own uncle drove a town car into his 80s and swore the only reason he kept his license as long as he did was that the car did half the work for him. Now, I'm not going to pretend it's flawless because a good mechanic tells you the weak spots. On these V8 engines, keep an eye on the plastic intake manifold. The coolant crossover on the older ones can crack and leak, though most cars this age have already had an updated part installed. The spark plugs are a fussy design, so budget for that service. And the lighting control module and the blend door for the heater can act up with age. None of these are budget killers. Parts are everywhere and cheap because millions of these cars shared them. Pricing is the beautiful part. A clean, well-kept Grand Marquis or Crown Victoria lands you right between $4,000 and $8,000, and the low-mileage grandma and grandpa cars, the ones that got garaged and driven to church, are out there if you're patient. The town car costs a touch more because it's the plush one, but it's the quietest of the 3. Inspection checklist. First, run the VIN through the NHTSA recall site. These cars had a lot of campaigns over the years, and you want them all closed out. Second, on cars from 2005 and up especially, check the steering intermediate shaft for a clunk when you turn the wheel side to side while parked. It's a known wear item and cheap to fix, but use it to negotiate. Third, look under the car for that crossover coolant leak and check the overflow tank level. And fourth, if it's a former police car, you'll know by the drilled holes in the pillars and trunk it's not automatically bad, but it lived a hard life, so price it accordingly. The Panther cars are the tanks. This next one, though, is where American luxury meets a whisper-quiet cabin, and the price will genuinely surprise you. Number 2. Buick Lucerne. Buick built the Lucerne from 2006 to 2011 to do one thing better than anyone: coddle you. And on that promise, it absolutely delivered. Buick engineered these with something they branded quiet tuning. Thicker carpet padding, laminated glass, sound deadening in every cavity. Even the windshield wipers were designed to be quiet. The result is a cabin so hushed that owners describe it as a magic carpet ride. Put a good set of comfort-oriented tires on one, and it floats. For a senior who wants to arrive relaxed instead of rattled, there is almost nothing in this price range that's this serene. The seats are wide, plush, and genuinely supportive on a long drive, and the back seat is roomier than you'd expect. Here's the crucial buying advice, and it's the whole ball game. Buy the V6, not the V8. The Lucerne came with an optional North Star V8, and while it's punchy, those engines often need expensive resealing work around 120,000 miles, and they are a nightmare to fit in the engine bay. The V6, by contrast, especially the 3.9-liter that arrived in 2009, is a simple, torquey, old-school pushrod engine that owners have taken well past 200,000 miles. It is cheaper to fix, easier to reach, and it just keeps going. One owner reported real-world highway mileage in the low 30s by babying the throttle. That is remarkable for a car this size and this comfortable. And I want you to buy the right year. The early Lucernes, 2006 through 2008, had electrical gremlins, most notably a fuse block under the rear seat that could overheat and actually melt. Skip those. The 2010 and 2011 models are the sweet spot. By then, Buick had ironed out the quality issues, and you are getting the most refined version of a genuinely comfortable car. I put a retired couple into a 2010 Lucerne CXL a few years back. 3.9-liter V6, 61,000 miles. Spotless, $7,200. The husband had been eyeing a used Lexus he couldn't really afford. I told him the Lucerne would be quieter, easier to get into, cheaper to fix, and would leave $11,000 in his pocket. He was skeptical right up until the test drive, then he went quiet, then he said, "Why doesn't anybody talk about these?" I hear that a lot in this business. A couple of honest cautions. The brakes on these aren't the strongest in the class, and the 4-speed automatic is old tech, so it's smooth but not efficient. This is a comfort cruiser, not a sports sedan. The steering is light and vague, which older drivers often love and enthusiasts hate. Know what you're buying. Inspection checklist. First, non-negotiable, lift the rear seat cushion and inspect the fuse block for any scorching or melted plastic. That single check can save you a headache. Second, confirm it's the V6, not the Northstar 5.8, unless you know exactly what you're getting into. Third, watch for oil leaks and check the engine and transmission mounts, which are a common wear item. And fourth, feel the ride quality. If it's harsh, the shocks or struts are tired. And if it happens to have the fancy magnetic ride suspension, those are pricey, so budget accordingly. The Lucerne is quiet luxury for the price of an economy car. But there's one sedan I recommend above all the others when a family asks me what to put their parents in, and it's the one I'd buy for my own. If this kind of straight talk is helping you or someone you love shop smarter, do me a favor and hit subscribe. I've got more videos coming on the Cars Dealership's push versus the ones that actually make sense for older drivers. Number 1. Toyota Avalon. The Avalon has been the best-kept secret in the full-size sedan world for 30 years, and I'll die on that hill. Toyota built this car to bridge the gap between a Camry and a Lexus, the reliability of one and the quiet luxury of the other, at a price that undercuts both. I'm pointing you specifically at the third generation, the 2011 and 2012 models. And the reason is one engine, the 2GRFE, a 3.5-liter V6 that's widely regarded as one of the most reliable 6-cylinders Toyota ever built. No turbo to blow. A timing chain, not a belt. It's the same engine family that powered the Lexus RX and the Sienna and the Highlander for the better part of 2 decades. RepairPal rates the Avalon a strong 4 out of 5 for reliability and pegs average yearly ownership cost around $460, lower than the segment average because the parts are shared with the Camry and everything is simple to service. Owners routinely run these engines past 200,000 miles with nothing but fluids and filters. For a senior, it checks every box. Cavernous rear seat, even tall passengers stretch out. A cushioned, comfort-tuned ride that soaks up bad pavement. A quiet cabin. Big, legible gauges and straightforward controls. And that famous Toyota resale value, which means even if your situation changes in a few years, you're not going to lose your shirt. I'll tell you why I've put more people into these than any other sedan on this list. A man came in a while back, wanting help buying a car for his 80-year-old mother. Budget was tight, around $8,000, and he was nervous about spending it on the wrong thing. We found a 2011 Avalon Limited, one elderly owner, 74,000 miles, garage kept, every service done at the dealer for $7,900. That was 3 years ago. His mother is still driving it. Total spent on repairs since, an oil change schedule and one set of tires. He sends me a Christmas card now. Here's the honest part, because I promised you the truth. Under $8,000, the 2011 to 2012 Avalon is the tightest squeeze on this whole list. These cars hold their value, so you'll need to be patient and you'll be shopping the higher mileage examples or waiting for the right private party deal. But they're out there. And if you have to stretch to a slightly older third-gen car to stay in budget, there are a couple of things to watch. Inspection checklist. First, on the earlier third-gen cars, 2005 through 2008 especially, Toyota used a rubber VVTi oil line that can crack and dump oil fast. Most have been replaced with the updated metal part by now, but confirm it, because it's the one failure that can hurt the engine. The 2011 and 2012 cars are far less prone to it. Second, check for the melting dashboard. Some of these developed in hot climates. It gets sticky and shiny. It's cosmetic, but use it to negotiate. Third, feel for any pop or clunk in the steering wheel when turning, which points to the intermediate shaft. And fourth, my favorite tip for any car on this list, find one that was owned by an older couple. A grandparent's Avalon that got babied, garaged, and serviced on time is basically a time capsule. Those are the ones worth hunting for. So there they are. 5 full-size sedans the market forgot, every one of them under $8,000, and every one of them built to treat an older driver right. The Ford 500 with its chair-height seats and easy entry. The Chevy Impala, safe and cheap and everywhere. The Mercury Grand Marquis and its Panther cousins, the bulletproof American tanks. The Buick Lucerne, quiet luxury for pennies on the dollar. And the Toyota Avalon, the reliability king I'd put my own mother in tomorrow. Next time a salesman tries to steer you or someone you love toward a crossover you can barely climb into, at $20,000 you don't need to spend, you'll know better. If this helped, hit that like button and subscribe for more honest car advice the dealerships would rather you never hear. Drive safe, take care of the car, and it'll take care of the people you love. I'll see you in the next one.